for bat. Queso. Pitching. Davey throws a ball. Oh, strike! Queso's out!
Hey, dude, what the fuck? You didn't even give me a chance.
Alright, welcome back to the podcast.
This motherfucker, dude.
Man.
Are you alright?
We're back, motherfucker.
We're back! Dude.
Me and Queso went to
Just had some Sonic.
And,
dude,
lost.
just shut the fuck up, dude. You know what my fucking cousin told me?
What did he tell you?
He told me that I was the bad luck charm. He said, you just want to fucking be the bad luck charm. Why the fuck did you even go? You don't even watch basketball, Queso. I was like, dang.
You know what Adam told me?
What?
My cousin Adam was all, why'd you guys take all that bad juju over the fucking ballerina?
Jesus, dude.
That's what he told me.
God. Well, thanks, Adam. We appreciate it.
Yeah, motherfucker. Yeah, so we lost game 7.
We still fans, though. I mean, it was fun, though. You know?
Yeah, it was pretty dope, to be honest.
Me
Murray did pretty good, so.
Me and Davey bet. And looks like I'm shaving my mustache, guys. It's like, no, I'm kidding.
Mine is finally growing
Dave's
back.
mustache
A
is
little
finally
bit.
coming.
Just a little bit. It's growing back just a little bit. Yeah. I think my voice sounds better like this. Lower.
Dave lost his voice.
Yeah, I was screaming at the damn game, so. Well, I was screaming at the game, and then, like, I was, I've been smoking, so it's just been, like.
Suck a cock!
Yeah. And I've been trying, like, not to go to the steam room as much, because I'm trying to get a little bit more meat on me, because I feel like it's just, like.
You just gotta.
It's just, like, draining me, dude.
It might be.
Like,
So you should only do
it's because you're different.
I only do
People are
10
different.
minutes.
Yeah, I gotta start doing, like, probably a shorter amount of time, yeah.
I only do 10 minutes. I used to do like 30. I'd be working out. Just working out in there for 30 minutes, but now I do my whole workout and I'll go in there for like 10 minutes and I'll make sure that I don't lose the pump. You know what I'm saying? When you get out of the gym, right when you finish your set, you feel it, right? You feel the pump. So you gotta go in the steam room and make sure the pump doesn't go away. So it's weird. You gotta make sure you're still.
Yeah, I know what you
Like-
mean, yeah.
I don't know. I try to. Sometimes you can't though. There's people in there, and you're fucked. Sometimes I'll just grab the bar though. You know, the door bar.
Oh, yeah, I do that sometimes,
Yeah,
too.
just because everybody's around, you know.
Yeah, those motherfuckers, they just sneak up on you, too. They'll steal your spot in 2 fucking
Like,
seconds.
dude, what the fuck? You seen me sitting there, motherfucker?
It's so weird to, like, look at our voices as we're talking on the camera, because it's kind of off a little bit. Like, well, no, I guess it's not really off. It just looks a little bit, just like it's a couple seconds off, but it's a little weird. That's how it is with, like, when I have to put the audio together, it's kind of hard sometimes. It's weird.
I feel like you're kind of weird though. Anyway, so that's awesome.
Ooh, amazing,
Dude, that smelled like fucking chili fries or whatever the fuck you were eating.
Yeah, it was chili fries.
God.
Them bitches were fire, boy. Goddamn, I ate the whole goddamn thing.
So what you been up to, buddy?
Nothing. I just been working. Fucking last week I took a test for school and shit.
Ooh, Davey's gonna
No.
be an electrician for life. Well, not for life, but you know what I mean.
No, I guarantee you, like, all the shit that I'm learning now, I'm gonna use, like, in the future, you know.
What are you
As
gonna do,
far as,
like remodeling?
Yeah, I could do that, like, just, like, certain things, like, on my own house and shit, you know. Like, be able to fucking just add shit in my house.
You're gonna be a jack?
A jack?
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
Look it up.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You're gonna be a jack of all trades, Dave. Hey,
Can I get some top, queso?
hey, man.
Come on, queso, just a little top.
Hey, buddy. Anyway, dude. So I wanted to ask you a quick question. Do you think
Here we go.
that?
Here we go.
Well, we haven't been talking about no conspiracy theories, dude. I feel like we chilled out because we got serious threats. It's like, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. No, but how much do you think the National Reserve actually gets?
Spit all over the
That
table.
wasn't me. That was you, bud. That was you. That was gross.
That wasn't me.
That was me?
That was you.
Oh. Anyway, buddy. I was trying to fucking say something about the National Reserve. Now I fucking forgot. Now you made me forget. What the fuck?
Oh, yeah, well, also we have, I guess those microphones, some spit on it if you guys want to buy it, $650, eBay. Go check it out.
I wouldn't buy that shit.
6 feet. Keep going.
I forgot what I was saying, dude. I'm lost now. I'm lost now.
Talk about a conspiracy theory.
No. Do you know about the Tuskegee fucking experiment, Davey?
Tuskegee.
Tuskegee.
Experiment.
Tuskegee.
Tuskegee.
Yeah, like Tusk. Yeah,
Tuskegee.
Tuskegee. Yeah.
Tuskegee.
Mm-hmm.
Tuskegee.
Do you know about it?
Do I know about the Tuskegee experiment?
Sounds like you don't.
No.
So back in like the 1900s, apparently CIA, here we go again, you know, CIA, was injecting motherfuckers, and by motherfuckers I mean black people and people of like brown, dark skin.
People with melanin.
And mostly Hispanic and black people. And they started injecting people with with syphilis. They came in, they said, you are horribly sick, there's something wrong in your guys' community.
When did this happen?
In the 1900s, and it ended like in 1970s.
What's it called though? What'd you say it was called again?
Tuskegee.
There it is, Tuskegee. Go ahead. Keep explaining, Queso.
Well, in 1932, it's like, no, I'm just kidding up, but no, they really did do this shit. They like injected people with this shit, and it really lasted a long.
Say it without cuss words, Queso.
Okay. So,
What did they do exactly?
Okay. Give me 1 second. I need it. I need
They
it.
want to know, Queso.
Okay, so these guys, the CIA, or not just the CIA, the U.S. government pretty much told a bunch of people in this minority groups, and they went up to them and they told them, you know what, you guys are seriously sick, and there's a sickness going in among you guys, and we're gonna fix it free of charge, whatever. So these doctors or these pharmacists, they injected these people with syphilis and did not tell the people what they were injecting people with. Some people weren't even getting injected with anything. It was just, most of the people were getting injected with syphilis, and those people were dying.
What were they getting injected with syphilis for?
That's the thing. Most of the people were
they
healthy.
didn't know that.
Most of these people were healthy. They didn't know they were getting injected with syphilis, but they told them, you guys are seriously ill. There's something wrong with your community. There's something. It's like saying there's something in the water, and everybody that drank it in your guys' community is sick now. Now you guys got to take this vaccine so you guys could get better. And they did it for 70 years or 40 years.
1932 to 1972.
40 years.
How long? 40 years?
Yeah.
Says in 1972, on the recommendation of an ad hoc advisory panel, after the study, sweeping changes to standard research practices were made. Efforts to promote the highest ethical standards in research are ongoing today. This is on the CDC. In order to track the disease's full progression, researchers provided no effective care as the study's African American participants experienced severe health problems, including blindness, mental impairment, or death. The Tuskegee, you want to read this shit? Because my voice, bro.
Yeah, the Tuskegee Experiment began in 1932 at a time when there was no known cure for syphilis, a contagious viral venereal disease. After being recruited by the promise of free medical care, 600 African American men in Montcalm County, Alabama, were enrolled in a project which aimed to study the full progression of the disease. The participants were primarily sharecroppers, and many had never before visited a doctor. God damn, David, they had never been there at all, bro.
So they didn't even know like what they were doing at all. Cause they didn't even know.
They tricked these
doctors,
people, bro. They tricked these people. It says U.S. Public Health Service, which was running the study, informed the participants, 399 men, that latent syphilis and control group of 201 who were free of the disease. So they didn't even... 201 of them were free of the disease.
399 men
already had it.
Syphilis.
So they already
it's like
had it.
Long term, like they've had it for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty crazy.
So I wonder why they did that, though. They were given placebos, aspirin, mineral supplements, despite the fact that penicillin became...
Hold on, you're skipping this part up here.
No, I know. It's health workers, but it was prescribed by... It was given. They were given placebos.
Oh, is that what you're saying? It wasn't.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you were reading it. I was like, where the hell are you reading it?
I was just like kind of skimming it.
Oh, well, it
Yeah.
says.
They were given in fact, they were given penicillin, and they were fucking just treating it. They weren't given penicillin at all. They weren't giving it at all, and it had just came out. And that would have saved most of those people. Wow.
What the hell? It says the men were monitored by health workers. You said all that already. But it says became the recommended treatment for syphilis was penicillin in 1947. It says 15 years into the study, PHS researchers convinced local physicians in Macon County not to treat the participants, and instead research was done at the Tuskegee Institute, now called Tuskegee University. The school was founded in 1881. Damn, that's a long ass time ago. In order to track the disease full progression, researchers provided no effective care as the men died, went blind or insane, or experienced other severe health problems due to their untreated syphilis. So pretty much, what, does syphilis make you go crazy, or what? Is that what it is?
It could. I don't know. I mean, it's a venereal disease. You could probably even lose your fucking
It says
genitalia and shit.
the guy's name was Peter Buxton, and he found the Tuskegee study and expressed his concerns to his superiors that it was unethical. In response, PHS officials formed a committee to review the study, but ultimately opted to continue it with the goal of tracking the participants until all had died. Autopsies were performed, and the project data could be analyzed.
So they had to wait, David,
There's
until
literally
they all
pictures.
died, bro.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Says Buxton then leaked the story to a reporter friend who passed it on to a fellow reporter, Gene Heller of the Associated Press. Heller broke the story in July of 1972, promoting public outrage and forcing the study to finally be shut down. By that time, 28 participants had perished from syphilis. 100 more had passed away from related complications. At least 40 spouses had been diagnosed with it, and the disease had been passed to 19 children at birth.
Wow.
In 1973, Congress held hearings of the Tuskegee Experiment. In the following year, the study's surviving participants, along with the heirs of those who died, received a $10 million out-of-court settlement. Additionally, new guidelines were issued to protect human subjects in U.S. government-funded research projects. Well, look at President Bill Clinton issued a 1997 apology stating the United States government did something that was wrong, deeply, profoundly, morally wrong. It is not only in remembering the shameful past that we can make amends and repair our nation, but is remembering that the past that we can build a better present in the future. Alright, okay, there's more here. Nearly 700 men and women, prisoners, soldiers, and mental patients were initially infected with syphilis. Hundreds more were exposed to other sexually transmitted disease as a part of the study without their knowledge or consent. This is fucking crazy.
Told you, bro.
Following Cutler's death in 2003, historian Susan Reverbrie uncovered the records of the Guatemala experiments. While doing research related to the Tuskegee study, she shared her findings with U.S. government officials in 2010. Soon afterward, Hillary Clinton and Secretary of Health and Human Services Kathleen Syphilis issued an apology for the STD study, and President Obama called the Guatemalan president. What is this talking about? What the fuck is this?
Because they were doing... Holy fuck, so they were doing it when fucking Obama was doing it. They were doing it then, David.
Doing research related to the Tuskegee study. Let's look this shit up. Okay, so, because it's saying that they did this again in 2010, okay, so.
Holy shit, what did we stumble upon, motherfucker?
In Guatemala, researchers initially infected the victims and generally left them without treatment or compensation for the remainder of their lives. In Tuskegee, nearly 400 victims were already infected, but were left without treatment beginning in the 1930s. What were unethical experiments in Guatemala? Doctors infected 1,300 people, including at least 600 soldiers and people from various improvised groups, including but not limited to sex workers, orphans, inmates of medical hospitals, and prisoners with syphilis, gonorrhea, and chacroid, without the informed consent of the subjects. Guatemala syphilis experiment. The Guatemalan syphilis experiment were United States-led human experiments conducted on ethical experiments in Guatemala. Doctors infected 1,300 people, including at least 600 soldiers and people from various improvised groups, including but not limited to sex workers, orphans, inmates of medical hospitals, and prisoners with syphilis, gonorrhea, and chacroid, without the informed consent of the subjects. Guatemala syphilis experiment. The Guatemalan syphilis experiment were United States-led human experiments conducted in Guatemala from 1946 to 1948. The experiments were led by physician John Charles Cutler, who also participated in the late stages of the Tuskegee syphilis experiment.
So right after they stopped doing that shit,
1,300 people, including at least 600 soldiers and people, like I just said. Only 700 of them received treatment. In that total, 5,500 people were involved in the research experiments, of whom 83 died by the end of 1953. Though it is unknown whether or not the injections were responsible for these deaths, serology studies continued through 1953 involving the same vulnerable populations in addition to children from state-run schools and orphanage and rural towns. However, the intentional infection of patients ended with the original study. On October 1st, 2010, the U.S. President, Secretary of State, and the Secretary of Health Services, okay, that's the apology, they fucking said, bro, what the fuck?
So we didn't apologize until 2010.
Look at this shit. Rabbits had been used to test treatments for syphilis since the early 20th century, when Satoru Ohata injected them with, what is that?
Esserfanin. I don't know what it is. Esserfanin.
Also known as salvarsan or compound 606, is an antibiotic drug that was introduced in the beginning of the 1910s for the first effective treatment. for the first effective treatment for syphilis.
Arcefenin. Arcefenin, I think.
Arcefeminine.
Yeah, arcefemin.
I don't know what the fuck
that's
that
exactly
is, guys. You guys
what
can
you
look
just
that shit
said.
up if you want.
Exactly what you said, arcefeminine.
Damn, it says this search for new methods became stronger and won more supporters at the onset of World War II. It says this was largely due to an effort to protect the U.S. military forces of STD infections and gonorrhea, as well as the particularly painful regimen of
Damn, so they were
propolis.
they were fucking testing shit on other people to make sure they could make vaccines, bro. For fucking people that were in war.
It says, oh my god, as well as the particularly painful regimen of phospholics that involved in the injection of a silver protonate into subjects, you know, unmentionables. I'm not going to say that. At the time, it was estimated that
the rods,
venereal disease
people's
would
rods,
affect 350,000 soldiers, which would equate to eliminating 2 armed divisions for an entire year. The cost of these losses, which would amount to $34 million at the time, made research for STD studies urgent. So they pretty much just did it because they didn't want soldiers to get STDs because, you know, obviously soldiers be just fucking, you know, probably raping the bitches after they kill them or something, or fucking each other. Fucking animals. Who knows what the fuck they're doing, bro? You know, beating their meat, hands all dirty and shit, you know, probably.
Who knows what's going
The
on?
initial attempts to infect subjects of the experiment consisted of workers from the USPHS inoculating prostitutes with germs that had grown in rabbits and then paying them to have sex with prisoners. What the fuck?
So that's what they were doing.
Prostitutes with germs.
So that's what they were doing. They had
rabbits.
They had fucking germs.
Prostitutes in Guatemala were required to be tested twice a week for STDs.
They would infect the women and then have the men. You know.
Doctors would often inject strains of syphilis into patients.
Is there any videos of these people,
to
David?
make infection easier.
Is there any videos of these people talking?
I mean, we could watch a video.
Just a quick 5 minute, maybe.
See what exactly it is or what.
Mm-hmm.
Inoculation experiments.
The Guatemala inoculation experiments entailed a series of human rights violations that reminds us of the dangers involved in allowing scientific knowledge and national security to justify what the New York Times called in 1947, quote, ethically impossible actions. Between 1946 and 1948, around 1,500 people in Guatemala, including prisoners, soldiers, prostitutes, psychiatric patients, and children, were enrolled without consent in unethical studies related to the testing and treatment of sexually transmitted infections, STIs, including syphilis, gonorrhea, and cancroid. Among many procedures, they were intentionally infected with these diseases through sexual contact with paid prostitutes, and by smearing the bacteria on open cuts and sores, or inserting it in the eyes, rectum, or urethra. The Guatemalan studies only fully became public when they were accidentally discovered in 2010. The U.S. National Institutes of Health and the Pan American Sanitary Bureau, which would later become the Pan American Health Organization, financed and institutionally supported the experiments. The Guatemalan government was also complicit and received compensation for its participation. The documents discovered in 2010 revealed that Dr. John Cutler of the Public Health Service headed the Guatemalan experiments. Cutler would later be involved in the now infamous and more well-known Tuskegee experiments, in which hundreds of African Americans with syphilis were studied without being provided treatment for the disease. The U.S. government's support for the Guatemalan experiments came primarily out of its need to reduce sexually transmitted infections in the military. Ever since the Civil War, STIs like gonorrhea and syphilis had incapacitated large numbers of troops and resulted in the loss of significant man-hours. During World War II, the government launched a full campaign to educate soldiers about the dangers of VD, or venereal disease, and prevent it through the use of condoms and pro-kits, prophylactic kits. This campaign made an explicit link between unprotected sex and the nation's security. Government propaganda emphasized the image of women as carriers of VD, and of VD as a threat to the war effort. The prevention campaign was not effective enough, however. GIs continued to contract STIs, and the government wanted to find ways to treat and cure these diseases. Originally, scientists had begun to study STI treatments in 1944 in the US penitentiary in Indiana, using documented consent. Yet the scientists were unable artificially to provoke infection in the prisons. Davey. Backed by the US government's need to control VD in the military, scientists decided to move their operations out of the country and into foreign bodies in the hope that they would expedite their findings. By moving the study to Guatemala, researchers would have the option to test and observe quote-unquote naturally infected subjects, that is, infected through sex, without the need to obtain consent. One of the first aims of the Guatemala experiments was to better understand serological testing for syphilis. Prisoners, leprosy patients, and psychiatric patients were all tested. But because of the high rate of false positive tests, Cutler also carried out hundreds of tests on children, primarily orphans, as a way to verify the testing methods themselves. There was no documentation of consent by the children's parents or guardians for their participation in these tests.
What the fuck, bro?
In order to study STI treatments, multiple rounds of quote-unquote natural infection were attempted on the Guatemalan subjects. Prostitutes were used to infect men, and some of these prostitutes were deliberately infected via cervical swabs of infected pus. And this method also proved highly ineffective in provoking infection. Men were infected by having pus from men with gonorrhea or syphilitic material painfully rubbed onto their genitals or into their urethras, by ingesting syphilitic material, or by having it injected directly into their spinal fluid. The goal was to provoke infection in order to test the effectiveness of prophylactic treatments. Ultimately, however, only some of the infected participants received any treatment at all, and the original goal of fully testing the efficacy of prophylactic treatment was never carried through.
Damn, that's pretty crazy, so. Oh, we really went down a rabbit hole, huh?
I've told you that's a pretty fucked up fucking subject there, bud.
Yeah. Why does the government have to do so many fucked up things with medicine? It's pretty fucked. Honestly.
It's all connected. It's all connected. The military needed that shit, David. The military needed that shit. So who backed them up? Military industrial.
This shit's gonna end up like fucking the Planet of the Apes, Queso.
Well, who knows, dude?
Oh, you haven't watched the new one, huh?
No, but it doesn't matter.
I'm gonna tell you.
Go ahead. Go ahead. What?
Oh yeah, you want me to tell you, huh? It's basically. No, I can't ruin it for the podcast.
It's brand new. It is brand new, dude.
Yeah.
It is brand new.
Yeah, it is.
It is really brand. Well, when you talk about it, it should be
like 2 weeks old.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, don't you think that's pretty crazy, though? Doesn't that sound a little bit similar, David?
I think it reminds me of, you remember that camp that they had or whatever, and they were cutting off the people's arms because they couldn't make rubber? Where was that at? Remember that shit?
Because they couldn't make what?
Rubber. You don't remember that?
Where is that at? Is that in Africa? Wasn't that in Nigeria?
Yeah, or something.
what was that? Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone, buddy.
What?
It's called Sierra Leone.
No, that's not what it's called. What the fuck is Sierra Leone?
That was the Civil War, bro. That what happened, and that's what they were doing about fucking all kinds of shit. Watch, check it
No,
out.
this ain't it, dude.
Are you sure?
Yeah, this is not it. I don't know where you're going with Sierra Leone.
Well, dude, do you know what happened in Sierra Leone?
No.
A whole civil war erupted, and then so these people, these rebels, they took all kinds of children, David. They took them in, and they kind of did the same thing that you're talking about. They pretty much, if kids did not want to join, or you didn't want to join the rebels, they would cut your arm off,
Really?
or they'd cut your leg off, and they would show people, they would teach people like why, like if you didn't join them, that's what happened. And most of these kids were drugged. Most of these kids were like taught how to do meth, and they taught them how to kill. They taught these kids how to kill. Most of these kids were like 9, 10 years old, and they pretty much grew up like that until they were like 16, 17 years old.
Really?
And then they get caught by people that want to help them, and it's pretty much, sometimes they can get helped, but sometimes it's useless because they just don't know anything else.
Fuck, I forget what this guy... Oh, it was Leopold. That's what it was.
Well, we talked about Leopold.
I know, that's what I'm saying. It reminds me of Leopold. That's what that shit reminds me of. Because they're just fucking... They're not choosing people that are like, you know, non-people of color, you know?
I mean, what else would it be?
No, you tell me, Queso.
Why would they do that, though? To make a supreme race, right?
Yeah, that's what they're always trying to do.
That's what you're trying to do?
I said that's they're always trying to do.
Oh, well, sorry, dude. No, but don't you think... You never heard about the Sierra Leone fucking thing? Look that up. Kids getting fucking their arms cut off and shit.
Oh, that's what the Leopold reminds me of. The Sierra Leone.
Well, I don't know if you know, but Sierra Leone was pretty much a civil war between people, between the people there.
The Sierra Leone Civil War or the Sierra Leone Civil War was a Sierra. Why did it do that?
You reread it.
The Sierra Leone Civil War or the Sierra Leonean Civil War was a civil war in Sierra Leone that began on... God, what a tongue twister. Try saying that fucking 10 times fast. The Sierra Leone Civil War or the Sierra Leonean Civil War was a civil war in Sierra Leone. It began on March 29th of 1991. It was a revolutionary united front with support of special forces. What was it for? Up to 70,000 casualties happened. 2.5 billion people were displaced during the conflict. So that really means 2.5 million people died, right?
Yeah.
They're misplaced, yeah. Oh, 2.5 million people were misplaced. You know, just a misplaced person. During the first year of war, the RUF looked to control large swatches of territory in eastern and southern Syria.
So it says right there.
Causes of the war, there
here.
it is. In 1961, Sierra Leone gained independence from the United Kingdom in the years following the death of Sierra Leone's first Prime Minister, Sir Mitten Marty. In 1964, politics in the country were increasingly characterized by corruption, mismanagement, and electoral violence that led to weak civil society, the collapse of the education system, and by 1991, an entire generation of dissatisfied youth were attached to the rebellious message of the Revolutionary Front and joined the organization. Albert Margie, unlike his half-brother Milton, did not see the state as a steward of the public, but it says a tool for personal gain and self-eradication. eradication and even used the military to suppress multi-party elections that threatened to end his rule.
Well, see, that's what they're saying, but what happened is the rebels took over of these cities, Dave, and they took over these kids.
Really?
They, like, took over people. Like, look at these pictures, bro.
Damn, son. They're young.
Bro. How old do they look, bro? 10?
I don't even look 10.
Look at that kid, bro. He's maybe 9.
Well, it's saying that their government was hella corrupt.
Look at that, bro.
So too.
Well, that's what's going
Collapsed
on.
their school, fucking.
Well, that's what happened. So,
their whole school and their economy and everything.
Well,
Just because one
because they
person.
were from the United Kingdom. The United Kingdom was
Crazy.
part of the thing. They were like, fuck that. We're trying to be Sierra Leone. And shit went crazy. They tried to take over.
Fucking tired, bud.
Yeah, it's almost time to get going, bud. But what I think is pretty crazy is that it was like a straight revolution, bro, for these people. Most of these people actually got saved. Most of these kids got saved.
For should I save ya?
What do you think
I
happened?
wanna be saved.
What do you think happens after that? After a big ass civil war like that? How do you think it's Sierra Leone looks like?
I don't know, dude.
You should see after civil war. Post war. Damn, son.
I don't look that bad because they didn't have like.
No,
At least they
bro,
didn't have
but-
missiles, bro. Really.
Seriously.
Because if they had missiles, bro, it'd be fucked. You know what I'm saying? Like now, like you look at
Mhm.
pictures of what the fuck's going on in Gaza and shit. Oh, by the way, they're attacking fucking the last part of fucking
Ukraine.
Rafah. They're attacking Rafah. They've been attacking there, just dropping missiles and shit on the people and shit.
Did you see
They're just
that?
intense, bro. They
Did you
get
see
under
the
their
Iranian
houses.
president died?
Yeah, I seen that shit. But
Well,
they
he
said
didn't die.
died
I
from-
think he was killed.
Well, they said that the weather was all bad and shit, and that the fucking plane just gave out and fucking he crashed.
Was he driving a Boeing?
You know what's funny? Rick Ross was making fun of Drake for driving a Boeing airplane, and then his airplane crashed like 2 days later.
Damn. You know who has a Boeing airplane?
Who?
Donald Trump.
Oh,
That's how they're taking him out, dude.
oh, you better get rid of that shit, dude.
That's how they're gonna take him out, dude. What other way would it be, bro? What other motherfucking way would it be, David?
Might as well do it with the plane.
Yeah.
Just like they did with the 9/11 case.
Those are strong remarks, bro. Anyway, I think it's time to go, buddy.
Hasn't even been 30 minutes yet.
I think it's time for you to take a quick trip to the Nap City.
No, I'm gonna go do a line of cocaine.
Yeah.
I'll be right back, yeah.
Yeah. No, but how do you feel, buddy? Do you feel like we're about to go to war, or do you think we're still just gonna not see anything happen here in the United States, and we're just gonna continue to not care about what's going on in the last few days that we have, and just continue sinning and not follow God?
That's what everybody's doing, Queso. We're kind of fucked right now. We are, dude.
Well, I mean, he does say it in the Bible. People will see crazy times around the world, and nothing will happen around them. And they will act as if nothing is going on.
So,
Is that us, David? Is that you and me, David? What the fuck?
yeah, it's you. No, you know who I Love Minoka is? You know that guy that made Tuesday? So apparently, I guess Drake does this to artists and shit. Like, he's getting exposed right now. So apparently, fucking, he signed that guy, right, after he made Tuesday. So this is what happened. So apparently, the guy that made that song made the beat for it, or found the beat for it from a producer, asked the producer if he could make the song, and then Drake called and was like, hey,
You know who the producer
I want to
is?
be on the beat.
You know who the producer is? Lil Peep's producer.
Oh, is it?
Yes, sir. That guy, what's that guy's name you're talking about?
I don't know.
That guy, he
How do
used
you know
to,
it's Lil Peep?
because they used to make music together. Because that guy that made Tuesday, he used to make music with Lil Peep.
That's how you spell his name. Makon. See. Oh, Sony Digital. That's who made it, in case. But apparently this guy was like told that if he, Drake hopped on his beat, like just hopped on it and shit. Pretty much told him, hey, if you let me hop on this beat with you, you have to pay me, pretty much. Like, he hopped on the beat and told him that, like, you gotta pay me if you want me to be on the song with you. And he pretty much already released the song at that point. Pretty much blackballed that fucking guy that I was talking about. He said that
lowballed him.
Yeah, blackballed him. Blackballed means like pretty much somebody doesn't let you release your music and shit, and they don't want you to. And when he released it, fucking he told him, either you sign this deal or you could sign the other deal that you're getting, and you're not gonna get credits for the song or anything like that. Well, it was his biggest song at the time. So pretty much Drake fucking fucked him over. And I guess like he does that with a lot of artists like that are up and coming and shit. And I was like, damn, that's pretty fucked up. But the only reason he did it is because that guy, I guess he was like tweeting like a long ass time ago back in the day. He's like, fuck Drake. Drake looks like Elmo and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And Drake took it to heart.
Well, I mean,
oh, and then
he did it to X too.
I guess
though,
that
dude.
producer fucking, he like, or his manager at the time had his Twitter, and I guess he's like talking shit about Drake or something, and Drake got pissed off, and that Minoka guy tried to say that it was his manager that was doing it, and Drake said, hell no, fucking just stop promoting all of his music and his videos and everything, I guess, and he was like talking shit on Twitter about it. But he's in like a 360 deal pretty much, so like he had to delete like all of his old music and everything. That's what the contract said. He took it. That'd be fucked up if somebody made you delete all your projects that you worked on, Queso. Everything. Like somebody made us delete all of our podcasts. Oh, by the way, we're almost to 50 podcasts.
I'd kill somebody.
50.
Wow. Put a big 50 in here, dude.
Are you ready to end this shit though?
Yeah, we ready. No, but that's pretty crazy, man. That's pretty crazy. Hey, don't do drugs, and if you do drugs, invite us. We out.
Alright, peace out.